Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back. It's exactly 8:44 a.m. This is News and Views on Salam Media. We're now going to be talking with Salman Khan. He's an activist and he's here to talk to us about um, standing in solidarity on Kashmir Solidarity Day, advocating for peace, justice, and the right to self-determination for the Kashmiri people. Salman Khan, Salaam alaikum to you. Welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Judibaji, and Salam to you and to the rest of the beautiful listener of Islam Media.
Okay, so we do know that Kashmir Day was first observed in 1990, and that was on the call of Mia Mohammed Nawaz Sharif, who was the opposition leader of the chief minister of Punjab at the time. He appealed for a nationwide strike to protest against the Indian occupation of Kashmir and also called for people to pray for the Kashmiri freedom movement's success. Where are we now today in the year 2024, which is a long, long way from 1990? Has the situation perhaps eased for the people of Kashmir, or do you, as an activist for the rights of the Kashmiri people, feel that the situation has worsened?
Well, very good question. I mean, the 1990s, you correctly said in the preamble, it was the request of the opposition leader Nawaz Sharif, the ex-prime minister of Pakistan. He was serving in opposition party against the Benazir Bhutto, and then he asked and set up the notion in parliament that the day will be declared of the 5th of February. And since then, nothing much has changed. We call it the Intifada of 1989. The bloodshed up to today has continued. Just in the last 2 months, over 249 people, civilian, have been killed. Mostly the children and the women of Kashmir have been killed. Since 1947, from the day of the departure of British Maharaj and the tragedy of Kashmir, which was undivided, the territory, it started in 1947 until today. We have seen the over 100,000 lives of the Kashmiri people have perished, and also the struggle continued despite all the 4 wars and the continuation of the struggle. But the atrocities, the rape, murder, extrajudicial killing, Indian brute, the oppression continue. What it has been become absolutely a nightmare, or what call a genocidal, since the Narendra Modi has taken over in 2014. The thing has become a double or triple tragedy. And the basic, the commodities like the water, electricity, even the communication has been cut off from the valleys. And the people there are more than these 30,000 political prisoners. Those have not been awarded any type of internal representation, and many have passed away in the jail. So the status quo continues. And of course, looking at the context of what's happening in Palestine and how divided the world it is, the two set of rules, the United Nations, the same United Nations brought all the rulings and all the resolution when there was only 16 people were killed in 2011 in Libya, and the 7 resolution was passed, and the Allied forces was ordered to stop they call it that was a genocide, 11 people. But now, same thing that we see, the same United Nations completely paralyzed when it comes to do anything against the Netanyahu, or let's say the Bush brothers, and as well as the Obama. Nothing have happened, but it's only activated the might of the United Nations come in place when it's against the Muslim leader or African leader.
Okay, so let's understand, for those people who don't really understand the reason for why there's this ongoing issue with Kashmir. We do know that in 1947, the British colonialists formed the partition, and that meant that you then had this land mass divided up into Pakistan and India, and Pakistan then mainly Muslim people then migrated to Pakistan. It was a devastating time in the history of the people of the Indian continent at the time. Why was Kashmir then not being part of that partition? Were they meant to be under self-rule, self-determination? Was that the idea? Because up till today, there's this ongoing dispute between Pakistan and India regarding the ownership of Kashmir. And as far as the Kashmiri people are concerned, do they want to then be part of Pakistan or India, or do they believe in absolute self determination?
Good, excellent, very, very good question. But I think you have asked me seven questions in the one question. So let me handle one. The partition was unjust. It was not divided by the British. It was a act of Indian independence. It was first initiated in 1935 and revised in 1947. So the Boundary Commission said, Sir Radcliffe Boundary Commission, who arrived in 4 weeks before the partition, he was given the task to actually award the territory. So it was not divided, it was awarding of the territories. So according to the Indian Act of 1935 and revised in 1947, the populace or majority part of any province or any tehsil or any independent state, if there is a more Muslims, majority are the Muslims, it will form Pakistan for the Muslim people. And if it is a more of the Hindus in the province, it could be called Hindustan. So on that basis, the division happened. Now, the Kashmir have over 95% of the population in 1947 of the Muslims. So it should have been technically awarded to Pakistan. But leaving that, Hyderabad, Junagadh, many other territories where it was a fully Muslim, and they wanted to accede to Pakistan, India incorporated by forceful, which we still have their court cases in the International Court of Justice. When it comes to the part of Kashmir, which was actually adjoining Pakistan, then of course the civil war break out, and the Indian forces, with the help of a British Maharaja, the British, and the departed forces, landed their forces in 1947 into the valleys of Kashmir, and that's where actually the dispute between India and Pakistan. So it was not initially India and Pakistan; it was the forces. Those the Indian, the occupation started in a way in the civil war. The people of Kashmir start uprising against the Maharaja, the ruling Maharaja, and because they wanted not to go into the standstill agreement between India and Pakistan, because the rulers were given, there was a 565 independent state, and they all were given the right either to accede with India or Pakistan or remain independent. And some of them, they say, we want to be independent, which India have incorporated by force. When it's come to the Maharaja who say, no, I do not want to have bad relations with India and Pakistan, I want to be independent, India actually sent the forces to incorporate. And then the Pakistan tribal forces stood up with the brother and sister of Kashmir and the fighting. And then the India blamed Pakistan, and the India started the first war in 1947. So that's where that problem starts from. Now, your question was, what the people of Kashmir want? People of Kashmir was given a right of self-determination in 1947. It wasn't a Pakistan. It was Indian Nehru who took, after the breakout of the civil war in Kashmir, the matter to actual United Nations Security Council. And to his surprise, the United Nations, after listening to his complaint and Pakistan and the allegation of the uprising, they listened, and it was the resolution was passed in 1948-47. It's called Resolution 47. That neither the India nor the Pakistan have any rightfulness onto the land of people of Kashmir. It should be decided through the free and fair plebiscite. People of Kashmir must be given a right of self-determination through the referendum. Nehru accepted, Jinnah accepted, but Nehru after that decided to accept, but he decided not to bring the referendum, and he blamed all sort of things that uprising is very stiff and we cannot have, there is no peace, and he prolonged after that in 1954, he changed Indian constitution, and then he said, now we're giving Kashmir, which is in our hand, a autonomous status that the Kashmiri can have their own parliament, their own political parties, their own flag, apart from the fiscal, will become the New Delhi, the communication and armed forces at the border to keep Pakistan out from the territory or any insurgency. But since from the 1954 to the 2017, that was a autonomous state. And then, of course, in 2019, that I'm sure everybody know what happened is that India incorporated forcefully, unilaterally revoking the Article 370 of their own constitution and saying Kashmir no longer enjoys an autonomous state. It is part and parcel of, and which is still need to be, it is still need to be cleared by the international Indian Supreme Court. And in that last 76 years, the Kashmiri have not given up the right of self-determination. They're fighting it, resisting it, and they have lost over 100,000 people. And I would say that many mass graves and many, the political leadership has been still in the jail.
Okay, so how do people support the Kashmiri people around the globe, and what needs to happen on this day, the day of solidarity, Kashmiri
Mm.
solidarity? I know that you're advocating for peace, justice, and the right to self-determination, but what should people around the globe be doing to put a spotlight on this issue, this long ongoing issue?
Mm. Okay, very good question. What we need to do is three things. India tried to keep this issue for the first 3 decades as unlike their hegemony. Then it became a Pakistan after the war of 1971. They call it become a bilateral issue. No longer is a bilateral issue. It has become a multilateral issue because a part of Kashmir is also has been taken away. 20% of Kashmir is in the hand of Chinese, which called Astai Chin. Now, international solidarity, it is of the awareness. People are learning more and more. Every part and every nook and corner of the world, the people are actually commemorating the day from all walk of life, including in South Africa. And we must also acknowledge and appraise not only that our South African ANC-led government has taken state of Israel for a war crime and genocidal act of war in the Palestine, illegally occupied, state of Palestine by the Israelis to the ICJ, but also have provided us, the Muslim Law Association, and us, the South African Kashmiri Action Group, to open up a war crime case that was opened first in 2019 against the Prime Minister Modi, and also we reactivated the court case in last year, July, when he was visiting South Africa to get him arrested. And that case has been finalizing soon by the NPA, by the supervisors, and we're hoping that the case will be referred from South Africa to the International Court of Justice, ICJ, and that will happen because this case of the war crime that has been taken by our minister too, it was actually opened in 2003 by the Muslim Law Association, the war crime case. It took a 21 years for South Africa to actually refer to the ICJ, and we hope after 5 years of our struggle with the NPA and the South African government, we will get. So international solidarity today, we as a human being to human being, we as a people of the South Africa, we as the people of the world, as a human being to offer the solidarity. And of course, as a Muslim, we should be raising our hand and ask for Allah Ta'ala, some sort of intervention, divinely intervention to bring the peace and stability. So at least the people of Palestine can enjoy the beautiful life, and as well as the people of Kashmir. We call it a Dune Nakba because it's a common denominator. The British Maharaj was departing in 1947 the both land, and one land was taken by Palestinian land was taken by the Jewish Zionist, and the land of the Kashmiri people was taken by the Hindu RSS Zionist. So the both issue of the land and the illegal occupation by the anti-Muslim forces.
Okay, what ought we be doing on this day to highlight the plight of the Kashmiris?
There are pickets, there are night vigils happened already last night. There is every city in South Africa having some sort of a protest, and also internationally, everywhere you see there are actually the commemoration. In Pakistan, in solidarity, there is a public holiday. We're having a webinar and seminars, and also the night vigils across the country, and we're asking people to take active part, not forgetting the people of Palestine, because we are in a struggle along with them. And as the people of Palestine continue to suffer, Kashmiris are feeling their suffering, and also the people of Palestine feel for our suffering. And we continue to fight for the human right. And South Africa has shown the leadership, and we're thankful to them that they have provided us a platform to raise this points from this land, and has proven this land is a land, the true land of a human rights champions. And thank you very much for having me. You yourself for the last 27 years, and also the United Wardi has been helping this cause and talking about it and keeping this struggle alive in South Africa. So we say thank you to the Islam media, thank you to you, and to the United Wardi.
Salman Khan, thank you for holding up the flag for the people of of Kashmir. You are the founder and chairperson of the South African Kashmiri Action Group. Like accept all of your efforts. Keep on flying that flag as high as you can till the Kashmiri people reach a point of self determination, inshallah. Nice talking to you. Keep well, and salaam alaikum to you.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Maybe we need another program sometime soon, inshallah.
Amin, amin. It is exactly 8:59 news and views on Salam Media, and of course, the news correspondent, is standing by with the bulletin of the day. Please don't go away. We still will be with you for the next hour right here on Salam Media.
Rejuvenating media day by day.